was moving. I can't lie.
My shoulder was moving. I can't lie.
Can't lie.
Are we ready?
Are you ready?
I mean, yeah.
Are you even ready?
Are you even ready right now?
Are you even ready right now? We're
you ready
literally
right now?
waiting for you.
Oh.
We're literally.
Okay. Shit. So is that a yes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. Hello again, my frisky friends, and welcome back to rambling about things I read on Reddit. Oh my gosh. Hold on. On Reddit.
Okay.
Pilar. What is going on? How are you? What is up today? Guess what, guys? Ronnie graduated. We had to take a 2-week break because Ronnie got his bachelor's degree.
Me when I look at my bachelor's degree.
Isn't that scary? Guys,
Why?
everyone congratulate Ronnie.
I have to finish like a few more classes over the summer.
You have your bachelor's degree.
You're right.
It's okay. That literally happened to me too. I feel like it happens to more people than anyone wants to say, especially specifically at Berkeley. So,
Did have to update the resume though.
yes. Updated resumes, guys. Anyways, hire Ronnie.
Please.
Please hire Ronnie. Begging and pleading. We're on our knees. We've been asking for a very long time. Oh, crunchy throat. Crunchy throat.
Crunchy throat.
Crunchy throat.
Crunchy throat. That's another one that's hard to say.
Crunchy throat. There's crunchy throat is hard to say. Please bring pizza pronto is a hard one to say. I struggle more with Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Peter Piper picked a pick. Okay.
Yeah.
You know
See, I feel like that one's harder. Anyways, anyone
What about
who's
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear? Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very Fuzzy Wuzzy.
no.
That's the
I
only
also
one
learned
I
it
can
a
do.
different way, so because you said it that way, I'm going to get disoriented.
My voice, my PI,
You're voiced.
my PI.
Voiced teacher. I get it. And now I know where the T came from. Guys, we solved it. You literally
She
just
would make me.
communicate subliminally.
She would make me practice. Like she would give me like a little like thing of a bunch of tongue twisters, and she had me practice those. Like
Was that your diction practice?
yeah.
Everyone needs to do that. Especially everyone who wants to be a singer right now in the world. Please, please, please do tongue twisters and practice your diction. Because I am so tired of underpronounced singing voices. You are supposed to underpronounce stylistically, not all the time.
Dude, true.
Now that we got that out of the way, today we're taking a voyage down under the Geelong Gaol in Australia.
Going to Australia.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to turn into a seal for a second there.
R.
RRR. We need to watch that. Like, we fully need to watch RRR. I think that would be a good investment for us.
R.
RRR. Okay. The Geelong Gaol was built in 1853, right in the heart of the Victorian gold rush. Australia was booming, and with that boom came the rise in crime. This prison wasn't built to rehabilitate, it was built to punish. We're about to unravel the mysteries of this place and see how it transformed over the years. From the horrors of the early prison life to the desperation of young children, this place has seen it all. The Geelong Gaol is now a museum. Speaking of exploring, You might have seen this place featured in a YouTube video by paranormal investigator Sam and Colby.
Yeah, again.
Yes, dual husbands. Anyways,
Truth.
let's talk about what they captured on camera.
Okay.
Also, I need to note this. Geelong Gaol is spelled Geelong Gaol.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
Geelong Gaol.
Say that. Spell that out one more time for me.
Geelong Gaol. Geelong Gaol. Also,
Jeez.
when I was looking it up, okay, when I was looking up Geelong Gaol and typing and spelling it correctly, let's just say that so many of the results were not family friendly, and it bothered me, but I also understand the pun. I understand the pun, but no. I literally just wanted to see if there was ghosties.
Yeah. You're like, okay, great. Happy for y'all. Not what I was looking for.
Not
right
the time
now.
and place. Literally not looking for that right now.
Yeah. You're like, okay. Thanks, guys.
Was I scared from the paranormal things? No. Was I scared by a peepee? Yes.
You were, in fact, terrified for a second.
Literally, I was just like, that was scarier than a ghost. Like, when I don't want to see one, that is so much scarier than a ghost.
Dude, that's actually so true.
Like, it's terrifying. Like, a ghost, you know what? I will never invite a ghost in, but I will take a ghost over that. Let's be real. Sam and Colby video. A demonic encounter at Australia's most haunted prison featuring the boys. So, if anyone wants to watch this after, watch it after. If anyone wants to watch this after, look up that verbatim on YouTube. Demonic encounter at Australia's most haunted prison featuring the boys.
The boys.
The boys. It came out like this week, so it's very, very recent. So we are covering some recent stuff, guys. So, are we ready to start?
Yeah.
Do you like that we are covering Sam and Colby more often? I feel I'm having a lot of fun, like delving into the Sam and Colby documentaries.
I always love talking about Sam and Colby,
Yes, it's just
so I'm okay with it.
this is a Sam and Colby review podcast now.
Like at this point, yeah.
This is rambling about things I read about Sam and Colby.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, and I'm totally okay with that.
Featuring mentions of wine and crime and that's why we drink. And Ghost Adventures and also Zach Bagans.
Like literally.
That's good. Yes. So the intro begins and we start with some descriptions. There are said to be over 200 spirits and they're specifically known to get attached to people.
Aww.
Aww.
Awesome.
They have attachment issues.
Yay.
They have codependency issues.
Dude, they're just
Stream
like,
Codependent by Sophie Holohan. Anyways,
facts.
they don't know if it's demons or children spirits. So there's a relatively large variety of different spirits. Of a lot of like different age groups. So we have very young to elderly, to also like prisoners and patients and whatnot. We'll get more into like what that means.
Locked up, can't get you off my mind. On my mind. Lord knows I tried a million times. Why can't you just let me go?
Literally.
Careful, I better not sing it too much. Might get copyright because how good it sounds.
Yeah. Guys, they literally think that we literally just added the song to the background music, but it was just us singing.
So,
speaking of yup,
watch out.
Speaking of yup, the boys, that's their tag. I'm not sure if that's their tag on I think that's their tag on everything. So if you would like to follow along with them at yup the boys, YEPTHEBOYS. So these are their guests this episode. No Explore Club winners. Honestly, so jealous of that Explore Club winner that was in the other episode. I don't want to go to the place, but jealous.
but I am jealous.
Jealous.
Because, like, I want to hang out with them, but, like, can I hang out with them not in, like, a scary place? Like,
Yeah. Because I'm chill with doing that, but, like...
I just rather not.
Oh, no. Like, I'm chill with hanging out with them. I'm not chill with going places with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, the closest I'll get, maybe 25 miles within the radius.
Yeah. But that's, like, pushing it.
That is pushing it. Okay. The boys. The boys are Josh, Mully, Eddie, Narrator, and Juicy. Trust, I got really confused.
Okay.
I did not know what any of that meant. They're really interesting. I think I remember Josh and Juicy I thought were cute. And Eddie is definitely one of the ones from the US. Because they're made up of like partially US and partially Australian YouTubers, and they're like this collective. I don't watch their channel, so I like don't know what they do for the most part. But yes, Josh and Juicy, I thought they were cute. Eddie, Latino.
Real.
He literally starts okay, slight spoiler. While trying to communicate with spirits, he's just like, wait, do any of you speak Spanish? And then he just starts speaking Spanish with like no preface of like no pre-existing reason as to like to make him think that they should speak Spanish. They're in Australia.
I would like to watch this video after.
We should. Like it's worth the watch. Spooky for sure.
Obviously.
Well, it's Sam and Colby. Are you watching Sam and Colby if it's not spooky? Okay. They said they watched Sam and Colby, literally like us. And and then they make similar types of videos. We don't do that either. We literally don't.
We literally don't, so
So they're all wearing black except for Sam, who's in fucking neon orange.
I was gonna say, what bright ass color was the motherfucker wearing for real?
Okay, if there's one thing that Sam is always gonna do, it's just like a fucking highlighter. It's like,
and I love him for it.
You have skinny jeans and some highlighter colored something.
Someone needs to do it. Someone needs to do it.
It brightens the mood, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if they're all wearing black, aside from, it changes the vibe. I don't have to feel so spooky dooky anymore, because it's like, ooh, bright colors. No one gets haunted in neon. If you're wearing neon,
gets haunted in neon.
No one gets haunted in neon.
If you wear plaid or neon, you're good.
You're not getting haunted.
You're
So
good.
literally,
Like,
don't even worry. Like, those are the things to wear if you want to avoid getting things attached to you. Wear neon and plaid.
Neon and plaid. That is how you do it. Okay. So Mully is skeptical as fuck.
Well, there has to
see,
be
I said it
always-
again. I added it in my notes. Juicy is kind of cute, but I can't tell if I just like his glasses. Because it's one of those things where I'm just like, wait, are you cute? As I watched more of the video, I think I decided that he was cute. But you will help me decide that later, and we will try our best to get back to everyone listening. And watching. Listening and watching. Hello, YouTube.
Of course.
Hi, people watching.
Hi. I forgot
Hi,
that
watching people.
Forgot
Hi, listening people.
Because then I just like look like I'm not listening, but I'm just doodling and listening at the same exact time because I can multitask.
Yeah.
Because I'm a genius.
Ronnie needs his Subway Surfers in the background. The thing is, do we know whether I'm Subway Surfers or the doodles are Subway Surfers?
Dude, I was like, why is my vision so messed up? Dude, I'm not wearing my glasses.
That makes sense.
I was like, something is not right now. Like, everything looks
Speaking
weird.
of glasses, literally, it's a good thing I brought up Juicy's glasses. Put on your glasses.
Okay, let me put on my glasses. Hold on, squad. Sorry about that.
Hold on, squad. Hold on, squad. Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's like so much better. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm glad that you're able to see stuff. So, Juicy is kind of cute. I can't tell if it's just because I like his glasses. Just kidding. I can tell now because I finished the video. He's still cute. So, they're going to start by playing hide and seek, of course, because they always start their videos in the least serious way possible, which kind of worries me because it's like, by not taking this seriously, are you making it so much worse? Probably.
Like, honestly, probably, but I understand why they're doing it, you know?
I know. It does really help. And the hide and seek does come into play very interestingly in a bit.
Oh, that does not sound great.
So the winner of hide and seek gets to choose who has to do the first investigation, and that is in solitary confinement. So the winner gets to choose who has to go alone.
Oh,
And I think they have to stay there for
awesome.
10, 15 minutes. And there's like...
No.
And solitary confinement, like, the door, like, that room was soundproof well, almost soundproof relatively, because I could tell that they weren't acoustic engineers, because you could still hear stuff. But anyways, it was, like, relatively soundproof. And the door was, like, 6 inches thick.
Oh, awesome.
And there was, like, only No, there were, like, barely breathing holes either.
Oh, even better. That sounds like amazing and awesome.
Yeah. So, Sam
Sar?
and Colby... What? Oh, SAR?
Sorry.
Literally, yeah. Because we're in Australia. Because we're in Australia. Paying homage.
Give myself a pat on the back for that one. Hell yeah, brothers.
That was really, really clever.
I know. I'm a fucking genius.
So,
Big bucks.
oh, Sam and Colby rock, paper, scissors to decide who is the seeker. Who do you think wins? This is a guessing game. Everyone vote now. I'm not
Colby.
sure if I'm going to remember to put this in the poll at the end, but did you say Colby?
Yeah.
Sam wins.
Damn.
And then ads come up. So I needed to talk about this because ad blocker has been really pissing me off lately. Not ad blocker, YouTube. Fighting with ad blocker has been really pissing me off lately.
Like, literally just let us live.
If you didn't know, anyone who's listening, anyone who's watching, if you have ad blocker in Chrome or like your browser in any form, YouTube will do everything it can to break the site for you. So like it will not be able to load as quickly even though your Wi-Fi is great or your connection is great, and it tries to load ads and then like half the time ads do load and then the other half it like gives you a bunch of weird glitchy black screens with the loading sign on it. It's because it's fighting you. If you turn off ad blocker, like, and both Ronnie and I have tried it, if you turn it off, it runs like magic, like as if nothing
Like,
happened.
literally.
Absolutely nothing happened.
It was brand new.
And further than that, I need to say this because if anyone tries to be like, well, that's not fair, that's like how are you skipping out on the ads and this and that. In 2022, and this is a quote from TechCrunch. In 2022, the FBI said in a public service announcement to use an ad blocker as an online safety precaution. Everyone should block ads, tweeted John Scott Railton, a Citizen Labs senior researcher who has investigated government spyware in response to the Harrods report. It's a matter of safety, so the government recommends it. Not that we always trust everything that the government says, but inevitably, it is a security measure. And online safety is important. Also, if you can have one, try to have a VPN. They're great. Not that I have ever had one my entire life, but I know that they're great and would highly recommend that you do that for yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Oh no, it got chunky. It's okay. Hide and seek begins. Honestly, this place is really scary and I hate the way that abandoned prisons look. Like, in general, I've just never, ever been a fan. Well, I mean, if someone likes the way abandoned prisons look,
Why? The of it all.
yeah. Because it's just so industrial in the worst way.
It's just like
It looks like a cattle farm. That is me saying that cattle farming is cruel in so many ways. But also, it looks like a cattle farm.
I agree.
Like, it is just so terrifying. And, ooh, Josh kissed the camera, and now I get it. He is cute.
Okay.
Like
Like-
I made sure to put that in the notes because he did it, and I was like, oh wait, no, like I kind of get it.
You're like, wait, hold on, I'm having a moment.
No, yeah, I'm like kind of having a moment right now. I also needed to say this. I get really, really scared when I play hide and seek with people. Like, I love playing hide and seek, but also no, the fuck I don't. Because when I do hide and seek with people, when I'm the seeker, I'm really scared to find someone, because if I look behind something and there's a person, I will also scream and fall down. Because I see them,
know what?
and they're like, oh, but then them saying, oh, makes me like, ah.
You know what? That makes sense.
Anyways, Colby finds narrator first.
Okay, I forgot that that's someone's name.
Yeah, no, it really throws me off. It makes a
I
lot
was
more
like-
sense when you watch the video, which we are going to watch later. And for everyone who's watching and listening right now, you're going to watch it later, after this, after you've watched and listened to the entire episode. We have a lot to say about this. Ronnie hasn't even heard any of this, but Ronnie does have a lot to say about it. So don't cut us off.
Truth.
Anyways,
Whoa.
they start looking together, and literally they go to the second floor, and there is a doll
No, there isn't.
sitting, and it's not even like just a doll. It's like it's one of those dolls, a little porcelain doll.
I was
with
gonna say a porcelain
pigtail,
fucking doll.
curly hair. Yeah, it's one of those bitches.
Fuck no.
The fucking spooky scaries from Toy Story 4.
Absolutely not.
Which, by the way, worst Toy Story. It really ruined the whole like canon of everything. I subtract that one from my knowledge. Bonnie, love her, perfect, amazing, but worst Toy Story.
that one actually like ruined my entire like childhood.
No, yeah, because like I'm subtracting that because no, I'm like, you abandon her, you bitch. Anyways, because I will get too heated about this because I watched it in a drive-in theater, and I felt like I wasted my money ruining my childhood.
I watched it with my cat, like with my confirmation group.
Oh. That is a thing that you would watch with your confirmation group, though. Like, there's something about confirmation group and watching a Disney Pixar movie together.
Yeah.
There's something about the 2010s confirmation groups and that pre-worn Monsters University hat from Disneyland.
All right, guys. So we'll see you guys next week.
Ooh, they found Juicy second. I was
It was
very
the
happy
cutest
about that because I
hat.
was like, oh, I missed you. Come back in the shot. Juicy, if you see this. So they got Eddie later. And
Okay.
they were Juicy and Eddie were in rooms right next to each other. And now they're trying to find Josh. Supposedly, I forgot to say who said this, but supposedly Josh might be hiding where a notorious spirit known as the Smiling Demon is hiding.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yes. They make their way to the third floor. They enter the morgue. Why would you enter the morgue? And also,
Yeah,
why
literally.
would you want to hide in the morgue? If you do that, you're fucking stupid. That's
I'm
it.
scared. Scared.
They start, and they, as they go there, they start hearing feet shuffling and singing in the hallways down from them,
Sorry, that
echoing
was
throughout
me.
the whole jail. That was just you, like, walking
That was just
around
me.
and, like,
Sorry.
Ooh. Get it?
That was me.
And then they noticed that things started to feel off. I mean, yeah, you hear fucking singing in the hallway and shuffling. I don't think that sounds great.
They heard shuffling.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Oh,
Bring it back. Bring it back.
yeah. Fifth grade was a crazy time.
Dude, true.
That's wild. I remember someone performed to that in the talent show. They were dancing and they had like cardboard boxes on their head that was like, were painted like to look like robots. It was crazy.
One of my sister's friends went viral for
For-
doing those dances on YouTube.
That's crazy.
What a
Nice sicko
time.
mode, though. I know. What a time to be alive. So, yes. Sam hears little girls laughing all around him in his hiding spot. So while they're looking
Ew.
for him, he just...
Bro, Bro, I would have been like, okay, find me, please. Please.
I would fucking stop hiding. I'm just coming out. I'm like, guys, can you just like, can I just be with you guys? You found me.
I
lost.
I lost. Damn.
Sorry, lost. So Mully is the last one hiding. I think he's underneath a bed somewhere, which is really fucking scary. I think it was like by the infirmary. Actually, just kidding. Sam won. They couldn't find Sam.
Oh.
Yes. So they found Mully in the infirmary under the bed, and it was one of those beds with like the wool sheets on it. And if anyone knows what it feels like to have wool sheets on your bed, you do not want to touch them. That is so itchy. It is itchy, scratchy, and I feel like I'll wake up with a rash. Unless you have the protector sheet. If you have the protector sheet and then the wool on top of that, gorgeous,
Gorgina.
breathable, but also warm. It does a little bit of both.
Gorgina.
Yeah. So now that Sam is one, he gets to choose who has to go into solitary confinement. So they choose Mully. To describe what Mully looks like, he's like that big guy from high school, and like when I say big, I mean like big in both ways. Big, tall, and just a large dude. Like thick neck. And like he's just a guy.
Yeah, I know the type.
And
I'm
and
familiar.
then he's very Australian. Also, name being Mully, you're Australian.
Mole. Malard.
I love mole. I do.
I actually
Ronnie doesn't
don't.
necessarily. I love it. It kind of reminds me of a weird. It feels like a strangely seasoned adobo, like Filipino adobo. I'm not gonna say that they taste the same because they don't, but there's just like this weird alignment that I get from both of them, and I like it.
Yeah.
But it's not for everyone. Also, I don't like sweet adobo. So I also feel like I would really dislike if the mole is too sweet. Because I prefer when it's more savory and you get like the thicker texture, because then that to me is a bit more like well-cooked squid ink. And that might sound horrible to some people, but for me, that's great.
Yeah.
Exposing the things that I like to eat, guys. Share what you like to eat too. We are true foodies here and are very interested, and actually would love some recommendations because I like trying
The
interesting
realest
things.
foodie is Brandon, though.
Yes. Because I will try pretty much anything unless it really is something that I associate with nastiness, then I probably won't struggle with it. As a Filipino who loves dinuguan, for context, pork blood stew, basically. It's not really a stew. It's more of just like it's kind of a stew that you prep with your rice and all. But yes, I am the type of person that likes that. So if you have any recommendations for weird and interesting food that I can try somewhere, I would love to try it and tell you guys about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so background and history. Geelong Gaol was built during the gold rush in Victoria, Australia in 1853. They focused primarily on punishment and forced prisoners into silence. They were required to read the Bible constantly and reflect on their sins. And if they didn't do that, they were sent to solitary confinement, and they would be there for 23 hours of the day completely alone in silence.
Oh.
No food either, I believe.
Bruh, what the freak? Why?
Well, it was for the day because the other hour that I think they could eat in the other hour because it was
Okay.
they had 1 hour of freedom.
1 hour of eating.
Well, yes, and 1 hour of eating, and the eating was bread and water for 30 days.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, back to solitary confinement for specifically Mully. Oh, I just I attacked my ear.
Ew.
It was a lot louder for me because I screamed in my headphones. Okay, the camera starts freaking out as soon as they turn it on because they have the night vision camera, the one that it looks green.
Yeah.
They turn that on and it's just flashing like crazy, and they turn it off, they turn it back on. The standard IT solution to everything: turn it off and turn it back on. If it doesn't work after that, then you need to diagnose something.
Yeah.
Yes. So the camera starts freaking out, and even when they restart everything, nothing works. I mean, it works, but like it's just flashing like crazy, so they can't really get anything truly usable.
Yeah.
And in the solitary confinement, they were supposed to technically only be allowed to stay there for 2 weeks in terms of like the prisoners that were put in there. But like I said, it was up to a month. They would just stretch it for funskies because prison guards.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Also, the walls were pink because that would apparently calm aggressive men.
Okay, divas, yes, work.
Lies, but divas, I guess.
Lies, Manelli.
That's kind of true.
Something we don't talk about enough.
Yeah, that is kind of true. So, like, feel free to bring that up more often.
I know.
Yeah. So, people would lose their grip on reality if they stayed for any longer than that 2 weeks.
Oh, and they would put them in.
Also, side note, I put this in my notes. They sound so Australian, and I like it.
They sound so
So they take out the EMF detector and they put it in just to see what would happen. As soon as they put it in, it goes crazy, flashing, beeping. They haven't even like initiated anything or like asked anything either.
That's crazy.
So remember, over 200 spirits. This place does not fuck around with their shit at all. People see ghosts a lot around there, and there are often voices heard around people, footsteps and shuffling, and the cell doors open and close by themselves, and like open and close, like really open and close, like, and the prison is very much so enclosed. Like there's no wind that goes through the prison at all. It's just like there's no reason for, and the doors are really heavy too.
Jesus.
And like a lot of the doors are like kind of jammed or like kind of crooked to the point where they're like, when the door like scratches the ground really hard as you try to push it. So like even if there was wind, like there's no reason that it should have been moving at all.
Yeah.
So it was considered to be wait, were you about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say that's scary.
It is scary. So it was said that the nature of the jail was very violent in terms of how the prisoners were treated and also how they treated each other. So the spirits would often pull out people's hair and scratch people.
Oh, cool.
And phantom whistles from behind and around people are often heard. And they're very loud. You really hear just a very clear whistle, like it's like something is trying to get your attention.
I hate that.
And it like wants you to go towards it. Oh, I did not mean to thumbs up. Anyways. So Mully is screaming in solitary confinement. He hates it there. Josh starts calling for the spirits of the jail to go to Mully just for funskies. Because, okay, the boys, do I think some of them are cute? Yes. Are they all making horrible decisions? Absolutely. Do Sam and Colby look fucking stressed out of their minds because of the decisions they're making? Yes.
Figures.
So
They sound like a bunch of like college boys.
that's pretty much how they act.
So
I feel like in all of the cuts, like in the video, Sam and Colby had to like regulate them. Like I feel like I can like feel that. So Colby calls the smiling demon to that area. Okay, never mind. Colby follows suit. He decided to join it. He chose chaos today. People say that there is a portal in one of the windows that allows different types of entities to enter the facility as well. There's also a demonic entity in the morgue. Ooh! So the demonic entity. So this one specifically is the smiling demon. And
I'm scared.
I think I'll just
Because I just don't like that name.
So someone drew a picture for them, which is really helpful for getting a visual. And I am going to show it to everyone. I'm going to hold it up.
Oh.
Here we have it.
All
this is
right.
the drawing of the
enough.
smiling demon
Saw enough.
that we were given. Here is closer, just so you get a really nice view of it. There we go.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Nope.
This one is from the morgue, or like around the morgue, right by the morgue. And they made jokes about how Sam and Colby always have new people that they invite onto their show. And they force them into solitary confinement and do whatever scary shit is available whenever they first meet people. Like, they're just like, hi, so nice to meet you. Do this.
Yeah.
Go jump off of this building. Do that. But it's so nice to meet you. Like, I'm literally so glad that you're here.
Like, it's so glad to like finally get to meet you and stuff. Like, this is great.
Do you mind having these 3 demonic entities attached to you for the rest of your life?
Just
Yeah.
cool.
Anyways,
Thanks.
Yeah. But it was so good to meet you. I hope you had fun during this video. Like, bitch. No.
Like,
And that's when I said, maybe I don't want to meet them. Because it's like... So, I also have this question in general for Sam and Colby. What has attached to you? And what if I don't want it to attach to me? Therefore,
Yeah.
do I want to meet you? Yes. But do I want to meet you? No. But I do want to meet you. So, take that how you will. Let's
When
meet
I'm with you.
sometime. When I'm not with you.
when I'm not with you.
Literally. Your hearts are working this time, which is kind of crazy.
I know.
So we're winning today. It's a good time. So Molly is panicking constantly because the REM pod won't stop going off. It's just flashing like crazy. But like, it's not just like only consistently flashing. Like, that's the only setting that it has. It's like, it's definitely doing it in a way that is random enough to be like reacting to something going through it.
Okay.
And further explanation, people can't really trigger the REM pods unless they're covered in a bunch of Bluetooth devices and a bunch of cell phones and stuff. And like, also if they're like sending out texts and whatnot, it's just not very likely. Like, so Mully starts hearing higher pitched sounds from around him. Like, there's just like this kind of ringing that starts to appear. And as they go back to check on him, they start hearing the cell doors start to open and close throughout the jail. Like they just start walking, like they were they were on their way back, and then they just hear the of it like opening, and like that just happens all throughout the jail, and multiple are doing that, and they're so heavy, and like when they close, like you hear like the clunkiest, like
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And note, none of the producers or the guides are with them at all. Like, they are still in, what is it? Like the entrance area where you like check in and like talk to the people up front, but they're not in the facility with them at all. So like, there's no reason that should be happening.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's worse because you just hear Molly like banging on the doors and screaming, and then the jail cells are just like opening and closing.
Bro,
It's
absolutely
it's
the fuck not.
the worst. So they now start taking a tour to highlight the place a little bit better. And we get to go to the entrance area to meet some tour guide people and owners and whatnot.
finally.
Yes. So
Finally.
Roan is the Geelong curator. Welcome back, Roan. And he's one of their guides. They also have Keegan, who is a staff of the museum. And so they start off fucking insane. We do not get peace whatsoever. They had a large beam in the jail for hangings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they had a built-in gallows within the jail. I mean, I know that was like common, but like something about it being made out of like concrete and metal is so much worse than if it was made out of wood.
Yeah.
Like the industrialization of a hanging, I hate that.
Hate that, actually.
They had a little example noose so you could look at where people were hanged.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was in the center of the west wing of the prison. So everyone could see and hear. So when they were being, yeah. And like, it was like standard jail in the sense where you have multiple stories, but there's no like floor in the center of them. It's sort of like you kind of have flat areas with railways right at the outsides of the cells and then staircases down, but there's no like center area. So everyone can hear everything in the jail from top to bottom pretty much. And so
Okay.
just literally echoes of torture.
Hate
swinging
that.
around all the time.
God.
So Thomas Menard is supposedly a spirit that still lingers there, and people suspect that he is a hooded figure that is seen standing in doorways and walking around in the dark.
Okay.
And so like like when you're on the bottom floors, like if you look up, you can often like see him walking past the jail cells. And they don't know if that is also Thomas Menard or if that is if that's the spirit of the executor.
Yeah.
So they go to the second floor for jail cell 45. 44 is also extremely haunted.
Not my favorite number.
Yeah. Blame Geelong Jail for that. Blame Geelong Jail for it. So they get, yes. As soon as they go to the cells, they start hearing some noises. And it is reported that people experience those noises as well as people being dragged into the cells. But that didn't happen to them in this video. But it's like they that is reported. So people are also very often shouted at by the spirits from inside the cells, and they hear curses just whispered around their heads.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
I'm like, being a jail is more than enough for me. Like, a jail is scary enough in my brain. A haunted jail.
Right?
No. No.
That's what I'm saying.
So we're going to go and highlight some of the ghosts. We have prison officer, who is seen wearing a blue coat with silver buttons, and he often ignores people. See, that's the kind of ghost that I'm not inviting, but I'm okay with seeing, you know? Like, I'm not
I know
inviting,
bro's
I
just
don't want
gonna
to
mind
see
his
it.
own.
Yeah, but you're out of my way. You're not bothering me. You're not stressing me out. I'm not stressing you out. We're good. No problems here.
Let's chill. Let's chill. We could live like that.
Yes, and in the prison courtyard, when people look up into the guard tower, they also see the guards walking around in there, which scary, but if all they're doing is walking, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Like, it's fine, you know?
Yeah.
We're staying in our own lanes. Like,
Exactly.
live out your days however you live out your days, and I will do the same.
No, exactly. Because it's like we're all minding our own business. Like, no one's bothering anyone. Everything is all good.
Yes. Back to scary stuff. The phone in that same guard tower hasn't been connected in 33 years, but it still rings pretty often.
Oh, okay. So that's great.
Oh, again, the jail cell doors start to creak open and closed.
No.
Just again, this happens more than a few times. So I will continue to mention it when it happens. But if there's one thing that happened like the entire time that they were there, it was that.
Why? For what?
And it wasn't gentle either, which not a fan. So
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Completely unrelated, but no, not completely unrelated. So the tour guide says, if you hear a whistle, whistle back. No. I
Actually,
disagree.
no.
I disagree, and I think that I hate all of the advice that this tour guide is giving so far.
Actually, the fuck, I will not do that.
If I hear a
will not be
whistle,
doing
I'm
that.
out. I'm
No, for real.
gone.
Like, bro, I'm fucking dipping. What are you talking about?
I hear a whistle, I'm home already. Like, I wasn't even there to begin with.
Literally.
Like, so the whole whistling thing reminds me of the TikToks that I've been seeing that talk about the greater Appalachia area and how it's extremely haunted. And people talk about all sorts of scary things like skinwalkers and how if it suddenly turns into nighttime during the middle of the day to get out of wherever you are. But I hate that. And also, why would it turn to nighttime at like 2 p.m.?
Yeah, that's freaky.
People have said that you should never ever whistle while you're there, and to never ever acknowledge a whistle if you hear it there. And that really worries me because I'm just like, how often do you guys experience this? And why is it that I see everyone from Appalachia saying that?
Yeah.
All of the methods that people suggest to get out of these situations are like, okay, pretend like you noticed absolutely nothing. And if you saw something, pray that it didn't realize that you saw it, and calmly get out. If they can tell that you're running from them, they will run after you. Who is they? What is that? No. Oh, also, like, another of the rules, never open your windows at night. If you open your windows at night, close them, but don't close them urgently, and make sure not to look outside of them while you're closing them. When your window is closed, make sure to close the curtains. Don't ever look outside of your windows at night. If you hear something and it's close to you, it's actually further from you. But as soon as something sounds like it's far away, it's probably right next to you. No. Also,
Yeah, I've heard
clarification
all of
for
these,
everyone who's listening and not fully paying attention. We're not talking entirely about the case right now. Sorry, go ahead, Ronnie.
No, yeah, because I know exactly what things you're talking about because I've seen those things. And oh my god, that stuff freaks me out so bad.
Oh, and this lady, she was like showing pictures she was like, unfortunately, I don't know what came over me, but I was whistling outside and I didn't realize that I was, and I realized that it happened, and I heard something whistle back. And I was like, oh my god. And she was like, I got into my car and we started driving away, but I realized I was driving too fast because it looked like I was running away, and I saw it running behind me and like showed a dent in the back of her car. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to go to sleep tonight. I don't need to look at my phone anymore. And the fact that it knows to chase you in a car too.
That's like
Even
worse.
fucking
That just
worse.
made it like 10 times worse.
Because people like, you were like, if you leave your window open, like, it's probably going to be inside of your house. So if it sounds like it's outside, no, it's not. That's the worst. That's the worst. Like,
You simply cannot win.
I know. Like, so I'm just like, why live there? Because people are talking about this and they're just like, I love it here. What do you mean you love it there? What do you mean you love it there?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean you love it there? Okay. I'm going to
lose
get
my
back to the
mind.
video. Just needed to mention that. So, another report, contrasting report from what we had earlier. No. So there's 200 spirits. There are supposedly 250 reported deaths. And
Okay.
the real estimated number, because as we know, the prison system, not exactly the most well-constructed thing. And further than that, at this time, not going to be well-constructed whatsoever. So,
You know, this is so off topic, but my my lens class for first semester was literally focused on talking solely about the prison industrial complex.
for people who don't know what a lens class is basically just like generalized contemporary history. So it focuses on topics that aren't standardly covered in schools for history. So my lens class was focused on the history on how LGBTQ plus people have changed the world and positively affected society, and the inventions that they have never been acknowledged for. And in Ronnie's case, it's the fucked up prison system. So very interesting topics. I had an entire class that we talked about sidewalks and the ethics of sidewalks.
Berkeley. Love you, Berkeley.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
So the actual number that was apparent, like it's suspected that the actual number of deaths at the prison, 500.
Okay.
And the death rate was roughly about 1 out of 20 prisoners.
That's insane, actually. Okay. Well, that put that into perspective.
Yeah. So there were very cramped cells. Like, I know that this sounds really big, and I mean it is big when there's only like 5 of them there, but the cells were really cramped. For the most part, it was forced, like each cell was forced to have 3 prisoners in them. There was one like 2 beds on the side walls and 1 bed right underneath the tiny window at the top. And so they had that, but they were also only given 2 blankets per jail cell, even though there were 3 beds. So
Bro.
we can think about and try to understand the kinds of commotions that caused.
Yeah.
They also all shared 1 bucket as a bathroom.
So that sounds awesome.
Oh, and they did not upgrade to toilets until 1981. And I feel like it wasn't a jail by that time,
Yeah.
but I am not sure. But still, the fact that you couldn't let them have, like, isn't it way less secure to have like a guard go in and grab the poo-poo box. I mean the poo-poo box, the poo-poo bucket. Like, that's inconvenient. For
Like, come on, let's like get a plumbing system going on here.
No, like literally get us the plumbing system. And yes.
Also, these people are like, they're also like, I don't know, humans.
Yeah. It's like, and also we know the prison system. There are probably a lot of people that were there that were so very innocent.
Maybe, probably.
Because I mean, like, this is during a gold rush. I know damn well people were in prison that were not supposed to be in prison.
Yeah, well, this is Australia, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They're not like that much better than us.
Yeah.
They're better than us, but they're not that.
And
as like most places are.
You know what makes this worse that I totally forgot about? It's fucking Australia. What kind of fucking wildlife is gonna attack them at the goddamn prison? Anyways.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Why did you mention that?
Okay, sorry.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay, I'm distracting you from it.
Oh my god.
Juicy, the one that I thought was really sexy. I do think he's sexy. I like his glasses.
Juicy baby.
While they were talking about this, he got scratches on his neck already.
Oh god.
And like it looked like two fingers that just like went like that on his neck and dug their nails in a bit. It was me. I was there. I was like, I just see. Oh, I'm going to pause because Ronnie disconnected. See y'all in a sec. We're recording again. Welcome back. Okay. We figured out what happened. No, we didn't. We just got Ronnie back on the chat. So they're in cell 96, where the last murder in the jail happened.
Okay.
Martin Alcazar was stabbed to death with a shiv, and they still have the actual murder weapon.
There?
Yeah. It kind of looks like a pumpkin carver.
Oh god.
Yeah. Like that you looked up from. Are you still doodling?
Yes, I am still doodling.
Oh,
I'm literally drawing
show us
a little
the doodle.
thing.
Show us the doodle, because you can't just be looking down and not show us any progress.
I'm drawing a little. No, I don't like. Don't look at my
Hold it up
work
closer.
Pose. This is it. This is all I have right now.
Hold it up closer.
All I have right now.
I will render this in a higher resolution to make sure people can zoom in.
I'm just scribbling.
Closer.
I'm just scribbling and drawing scene. I was also doing it.
Yes. You like ignore the little scribbles that I don't like in the doodle, but look at these parts.
Anyways, continue.
So, people will often report feeling sick in that room, and they will experience vertigo and wobbly knees.
Oh,
and all of the during the tour, they all do start to experience a little bit of that as soon as they walked in.
ew.
So they have seen an apparition walk out of the cell and look down from the upper floors. Ron, the curator, decides that they might want to have a trigger object, so he offers to get the murder weapon for them to hold on to and call spirits with. Now, why the fuck do you think that that's a good idea?
Would you do
what
that?
are you accomplishing by doing this?
Why would you do that? What in your right mind was like, you know what? Let's just do this.
Like, fuck that. Why do you... Okay, I'm not gonna say it's fine to have that, because I'm on the fence about that. But further than that, why do you think it's gonna be fine and dandy to bring it and offer it to the spirits?
No,
Like, that sounds like a horrid time. Horrendous.
like for real, what the fuck are you doing?
Cute that you would think that I like that idea. At least I'm not there. Parts of the jail were used as an industrial school for mostly girls from ages 3 to 16.
What
in
the? Okay.
1877, it became a hospital jail called the Prison of the Ill.
Oh god, this just made this place so much worse.
Some kids would be born and grow up in prison. Ron also talks about the old apothecary cabinet that they got, and it's from the 1850s, and they see a shadow figure in the mirror very, very, very often. It's said that the shadow person has been able to migrate to the rest of the jail, perhaps through reflections, but also just as a shadow figure in general. I actually have a picture of the Shadow Man to share.
I don't want to see
This
it.
one was taken where you could only see his shadow in the reflection of the mirror.
I don't want to see it.
So I'm gonna hold it up so we can all take a look. I don't think it's gonna Yes, okay. Holding it up. Oh, bumped the microphone. There he is.
Nope, that's enough. That was
There
enough.
he is. So this was a picture taken in the mirror of the cabinet, and it's a reflection. Or like the shadow can only be seen by looking into the reflection.
So no.
Yup, that's the shadow figure. They're noticing that all the places they were hiding. Oh, yes. So the tour guide starts talking to them a little bit more about just obviously giving them a tour. But they mentioned that they were playing hide and seek. And all of the places that the tour guide is mentioning to be haunted or to be like related to something haunted or close to something haunted, they realized that all of the hiding spots that they chose were all of the places being mentioned.
Oh, quinky dink. What a quinky dink.
Like that bed in the infirmary that Mully was hiding underneath. That was the only original bed from the infirmary. And the other cells that they were hiding in were said to be the most haunted, and people always experience really terrible shit in there. Obviously the morgue, because Smiling Demon that we showed beautiful pictures of earlier. I bet you like that. And some other stuff. I think I get to it in more detail a little bit later. Oh yes, and in the hospital area, right by that haunted cupboard. And when I say right by, I mean like the cupboard apothecary cabinet thing. It's resting on a body chute. Well, we're familiar with body chutes, and for anyone who's not familiar with body chutes, for any of the patients that died, to make it easier and faster to move the bodies for later proper disposal, they would lift a trapdoor and throw the bodies down a chute, and it would just to a specific area so they could handle it. So they now start chatting about the kitchen a little bit. This is known as the darkest part of the jail. Shadow figures and a negative non-human entity is said to be there. It likes to be playful for a little bit at first. So the playful part is known as Johnny. He is the ghost of a little boy that was killed under the table in the kitchen. I think they said that he was stabbed to death.
Bruh.
Yeah. So the negative entity seems to push away the ghost of Johnny, or rather scare away the ghost of Johnny. And the Smiling Demon is also known as Mr. Nasty. I think that's kind of silly. Not inviting it, but haha hee hee. Okay, but I'm not going to argue anymore. Johnny likes to... I'm sorry for your loss, Johnny. But Johnny likes to hide behind the stoves and peek out from behind them in the corners of the kitchen.
What a freak.
In the dark. Mr. Nasty also often causes bloody noses while he's there. So when people notice his presence, their nose starts bleeding. Lots of staff of the museum are too scared to go into that area, so they just don't.
No.
And you can't usually call Mr. Nasty. He just appears after Johnny. He likes to push away Johnny. He likes to have Johnny like go out first, and then he'll push Johnny away or scare him off. And people think that Mr. Nasty likes the attention and will scare Johnny away after he knows that the person is there and thinking they're talking to Johnny.
Okay.
So the morgue, which might I add, is like right next to the kitchen. Again, let's differentiate these spaces a little bit more. In the future, let's get into the habit of that. Let's start that kind of culture.
Yeah, because like, what's that about?
What is that about exactly? So they think Mr. Nasty like originates from the morgue. Oh no! They think Mr. Smiley originates more from the morgue. And when they entered the area for the tour, they all got chills immediately. You could see the goosebumps on their skin. Yes, and Rob, their tour guide, has been choked by invisible forces in the morgue before. And when he got back, there were like finger marks and bruises on his neck.
Bruh, what the fuck?
from it happening.
That's terrifying.
So that concludes the morgue tour. So they go out. They're going to go into the courtyard, yes. And the guard tower door starts opening and closing by itself. And they also start hearing the jail cells opening and closing by themselves again. The most famous spirit from this area as well is also known as Yankee Tom. And he's known as the buried murderer. Yes. He was the last executed person there. And we mentioned the gallows earlier. He was hanged. Excuse my terminology. He was hanged from the gallows. But it didn't go exactly as planned. So he was struggling and dangling there for 15 minutes, just not being able to breathe instead of having his neck snap. So it wasn't instant. It was just, he was just there. And so that meant that all of the prisoners could just hear him straining and swinging from the rope for 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
And to put a little more salt on that wound, salt, lemon juice, and like sulfuric
It gets
acid.
worse.
They buried him standing up, facing the jail, so he could never see a sunrise or sunset ever again, even in death. And this is the only prisoner they did this to. And it should be noted, like, he is a murderer. Like, he is entirely a murderer.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And he is currently located under parking spot number 6. Because it was all paved over. So he is literally just under parking spot number 6.
Awesome.
So even the parking lot is fucking haunted. Absolutely horrible and terrible and disgusting.
Dude, for real.
Oh, and he's still facing the wall. So like the statement stands.
That's
will never
insane.
ever be able to see a sunrise or sunset ever again, even in death. And they didn't want him being comfortable, not allowed to lie down, have him standing up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam and Colby do the most fuck shit that I've ever seen. I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna help you. They brought an offering of 3 oranges.
Okay.
Okay, I love them, but sometimes they really just bring like the most stupid shit for offerings. I'm like, why the fuck would they want this? So they started talking about how the spirits might be inviting them to the guard tower, and as they said that, the doors in the tower started closing as a response to them.
Okay.
And it should be noted, even though it's on a tower, the windows on the doors are broken. So even if there is wind, the doors have trouble moving because of wind, because they're full of holes.
This place just really sounds like the worst place ever. So,
Oh, noted. As soon as they got up to the guard tower, because they listened to the invitation, why? They got to the area that they saw the doors opening and closing, and it was absolutely windless. There was no wind. Like, their hair wasn't flipping and flopping at all. Like, it was like absolutely nothing.
and for what?
You could hear, like, I'm sure you could hear like past the jail. Like, it was quiet enough that you could hear past the jail. Like, so it just no wind, no
I hate that.
moving air. It like it made it worse that the air was still. I think I'd rather have the air be moving more, because I want ambient noise somewhere.
No, right? Like, I
It's
just
like the
can't
air
deal with
felt
that.
dead too.
Like, that just makes it scarier.
Oh, okay. This is where it gets kind of rough, or starts to get kind of rough, I think.
Okay.
So they start to investigate the spot using the EMF reader and an Alice box. And for those of you who don't know what an Alice box is, or if you do and you just need me to jog your memory, the Alice box creates words based off of EMF energy that's detected in the area. So as they're explaining that part, they hear the squeaking of the jail cell doors, and the guard tower. It's like, I feel like it's like a few hundred feet away from the prison. It's on the very opposite end. Like, if the prison was a very large square, it's on the opposite corner. So like the doors were opening and closing really loud, and like it was doing that like the entire time that they were there. And
So I hate that.
even further than like the door for the jail was like closed and everything too. So it's like you shouldn't hear it like coming out through the jail so well too, but like it was just happening so often and so loud. Horrible. It also did like something about the way that it sounded too started to sound more like a scream. Instead of sounding like just a door squeaking. Like it started to sound a little bit a little bit too human in like the worst way.
Yeah.
And they noted that they were like, it feels like it wants us there. Like it feels like the jail is like almost calling us back.
Yeah.
Why like they always
Why
do this
would you
shit.
go,
They're always just like,
though?
it feels like they're calling us and let's go.
No.
Is it calling you? Cool. Let me go to church real quick. Hold on. Do I have holy water? Hold on. Do I have a rosary? Hold on. Have I been blessed? Hold on.
Literally.
Has the house been blessed? Hold on. Does the priest want to go there? Hold on. Do we need to speak to the Vatican about this?
Do we need to talk to the Volturi?
Do we need to talk to the Volturi? And what is it called? Like I'll call them the Guild of Exorcists because that sounds cooler. But I mean,
Yes.
the Vatican does have a set of exorcists on hand for any very serious necessary exorcisms. Very interesting. So they said, Thomas, if you're here, go to the green light. And the Alice box just says money. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Krabs, chill.
Like, chill. And they said, are you an employee? You are now one of my elite employees. They said, are you an employee? And it flashed, or the EMF reader flashed, and the Alice box said, Maurice. So we have a name. We have a name. Hi, Maurice.
I'm always...
Do you like the offerings we left for you? File. Okay. Is that a yes or no? And then the Alice box said this. Tickle.
No, it did not. No, it did not.
It did. But I'm gonna be so real. If invisible forces did start trying to tickle me, it would be over. I would not be okay with that.
Dude, that seems like hell on
Like
earth.
if you started feeling that, like I would be scared, but then I wouldn't be able to scream because I would be in the midst of laughing, but then I would be uncomfortable because the laughter sounds tortured and it would sound uncanny valley laugh. It would sound like uncanny valley laughter in terms of like,
Well, it's a good
that's
thing that you're like
happy
not
laughter.
ticklish. That's a plus.
I feel like I'm ticklish on surprise, where it's like for the first 2 seconds it's just well, no, that's just being uncomfortable. That's not even being ticklish.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is a sensitive spot. Yeah. So they say, what is your intention tonight? And the Alice box responds with, remember. And then it also kind of just starts going crazy and it goes, was, coat, wanted. And yeah. So
Okay.
they were like, maybe
Are we playing
that-
New York Times Connections? Like, what are we trying to... What are you saying?
So they were basically playing connections. So it was mentioned earlier that one of the haunted spirits had a coat. Yes, the officer one, like with a coat and the silver buttons.
Yeah.
So Roan was in the attic at one point when he found a uniform labeled 26. It had
26.
and cell number 3, this needs to be noted, cell number 3 was originally cell number 26 before they expanded.
Okay.
So the number on the uniform was rubbed off to reveal the old 26. We don't know what the other number was before it. And the Alice box responded out loud saying, beautiful dress. They suspect that many spirits are communicating through the Alice box and one is asking for its coat back. They asked about bringing the coat back to the cell and the Alice box said, value. They mentioned the dress again and the Alice box said, sacred. And so they kind of like put this together as the value of the coat and the spirits have been listening and that they're sort of trying to retell their story to the through the Alice box.
Yeah.
And then I think narrator, again, reminder, narrator's a person. It's hard to remember. Narrator got pinched in the lower stomach. And right after that happens, the Alice box, it just goes hunting.
Oh.
And then
Okay.
out of like they started to like they mentioned that they felt no wind, and the Alice box said word similar. So they asked Ron if they could take the coat back to cell 26 to see if it's a trigger item for the spirits. Find something more interesting to do.
No, literally. Come on.
Find something less scary to do. Yes, as they head back, something starts to happen to them. Narrator says that the pinching sensation did not leave his stomach. Like he just felt a constant like pinch. Like there was just two fingers just holding it there, like as he was like walking.
I hate that.
So he lifts up his shirt and they zoom in on it, and you see like pinch marks on his stomach. And it was like one of those things where it's like you can tell if it's a bug bite if it's like raised or like it's a certain color or something. Like it was definitely like it was like a pinch mark for sure. So this will be the first time that the jacket returns to the cell. Note, because they're going to go back and bring the jacket to the cell. As they're talking about that, Juicy notices that he has a scratch on his arm that actually did break skin, and it's not like scratch, like it's like an oversized paper cut. Like it looked like it could have been made with an X-Acto knife.
Bro.
Like you won't need stitches, but like it looked like it could have been made with an X-Acto knife, because it wasn't like a paper cut. And they also weren't handling paper or anything.
Yeah.
And then I tried to go back and look at like all the places that he that he was hiding. Goodness, that was crazy. I tried to look at all of the places that he was hiding, and it didn't feel like there was any reason that he should have gotten scratched like that by anything. Also, because he already got scratches on his neck, dude. Y'all need to leave. And everyone in the group had like this collective feeling that they all mentioned. They were just like, we feel like we're being followed by something. Like it feels like it's behind us, but we don't know what it is. Hate that. Worst thing ever. So also random, they brought up a big ass spirit box. It's like the size of like those, like the, like the really big, like they called them phablets in 2015. Like they brought a spirit box. It was this big. It was huge.
Bro, that's crazy.
Also, listen to any music by Spirit Box. Just saying. Investigating the cell with the jacket inside. So they brought the jacket as a trigger item. So they turn on the Spirit Box. Okay, it gets a little rough from here. As soon as they turn it on, it goes, "Thank you." And they ask, "Do you recognize this coat?" And then it says, and the Spirit Box responds with, "One of them." And they say, oh, and the motion sensors go off. And those motion sensors, they're the little cat balls. The ones where you like have to actually hit them and make them move to start seeing them light up. They don't just light up. And so those were going off, but they weren't moving. And
Bro, what the fuck?
the Spirit Box just goes, "Who is this?" And then Sam goes, "Hi, I'm Sam. We came to talk to you today. Were you a prisoner?" And it goes, "Prisoner?" Like it is responding like way too fast for my comfort levels. I actually was bothering me. And they ask, "Does this happen to be your jacket?" And it goes, "Mine." And so they ask, "Can you tell us your name?" "I don't want to." And then they continue. "Is there any way we can help you?" "Yeah." And then out of nowhere, it just started playing Taylor Swift.
What? I'm sorry, what?
Like, it goes, they say, "Can we help you?" "Yeah." Taylor Swift.
What? Okay.
And then, okay. It gets kind of serious after that again. Immediately, it stops that, and then it goes, "Find us. Anyone. Kill." And so they
What do
asked,
you mean by that?
"Are there demons here?" "Yeah." And it was like, okay, with the Spirit Box one, sometimes you can't really tell what they're saying with like the little sounds that come through. You might as well have had isolated voice files of just something speaking to us.
I hate that.
It was a little too good, except for when it decided to play Taylor Swift.
Why was there Taylor Swift?
And they ask, are we going to be in danger in the kitchen? And it just goes, stop.
What do you mean? Show it to me, Rachel.
Then, is there anything you want to tell us about the experience tonight? Knife. I don't think I want to know anything more about the experience tonight. So they brought the coat and asked for the knife. Oh, yes. And they started to hear banging throughout the jail as it said knife. Or right after it said knife. So they started calling and asking, like, is anyone upstairs? Is anyone here? Now we go to cell 96. Okay, so they brought
How
the
are they
shiv.
still? What? I would have left.
Like,
My ass would have been gone by now.
the way that we're not even, like, that close to the end. Because, like, this is, like, the main start of the investigation, really. Like, we're, like, at the end of the intro of the investigation. So they brought the shiv of Martin, the dude that was stabbed to death. And that was in cell 96, and they start a spirit box session. Turns it on immediately. We can, and they said
And we can't stop.
They said we
and
can,
we
and then
won't stop.
we can. Wait, was that a Disney Friends for Change song? We can change the world, something like that. We can. I can't remember
See,
what year it was.
He started doing that, and I was like, we can't back down. We can't back down.
Literally. Okay, so they said we brought your shiv. The REM pod goes off immediately, and then it says, "I'll sit." I'm like, shit. You want to sit and have like a fireside chat with us right now?
I'm sorry.
And they say, if you're outside, can you step into the room? Hello.
I'm sorry. I said that entire thing.
No. They said they asked, if you're outside, can you step into the room? And then it just goes, hello.
Okay.
And then right after that, the REM pod just goes off. And after the REM pod goes off, it just goes, Colby.
No, what'd he do?
And
Why
they asked,
him?
Martin, is this you? And it responds, it's evident.
Okay.
They ask, can you step through the door? It responds, devil.
No,
And they start hearing footsteps outside of the jail cell, like,
bro.
and the REM pod just goes silent. And so they turn off the spirit box to listen, and they call for the spirits, and they try to invite them in because they're interesting guys like that. Why do they do that to themselves? Nothing happens really. They go back inside, they turn the spirit box back on, and as soon as it turns back on, it starts the conversation for them. Hi. It actually bothers me so much that it's a little bit too eager to talk to them.
No, for real.
Like, it's like so involved right now. Right after it says hi, they didn't even have to ask anything. It just goes, it took my life.
Dude, shut the freak up.
So when you say it took my life, are you talking about the shiv or are you talking about something else?
Like, what are you doing?
And they said, they asked it, are you talking about your desk? Are you talking about your death? Desk. And it responds, yes. And then also right after that, it goes, stop, it's getting late. And then it also says, I'm not one of them. The group asks the spirit, they're like, join us.
Join us. Leave the fields of flower.
That was a good one. I'm excited to hear what that recorded like. And so they said, after they invited it to join them, it just says home.
Harm.
So reminder,
No.
some people basically grew
They're in
up there.
Australia.
Oh,
Harm.
So as a reminder, some people were entirely born and raised in Geelong Gaol. So they do suspect that it was saying home because it could have been some other spirits lingering in the areas talking about the fact that, like, that's the only home that they knew, which no. Never ever put anyone through that.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, they say, do you recognize this shiv? Because, yes, they brought the murder weapon just for funskies, just as a trigger item. And it said, friend. And so they ask, were you betrayed by your friend? And it responds, I'll kill. Okay.
Okay.
They ask, do you want to speak with us? And it says, it's time.
Okay.
After that is said, they hear a crash somewhere. Just in the jail. Again, no one else is there except for them. It's just like on the other side of the jail. Who? So they step out and they start to hear crackling, like cracking noises in different parts of the jail around them when they step out this time instead of not hearing anything. And they ask if anyone is out there. And then it like cuts them off. The spirit box cuts them off and it goes, it's not your fault. And so they try to put the shiv outside of the cell to see if that might do anything. And as soon as they do that, the spirit box just goes, stab.
Ew, no.
And so they ask, do you want us to leave? Spirit box says, don't go down there.
Dude, I just don't understand why they haven't left yet. I would have left.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, before they started the investigation is when I would have left.
No, literally.
Like, y'all have been here for way too long already.
Like, y'all are overstaying your welcome, I fear.
Yeah. So they ask, the kitchen? And then the spirit box says, the Holy Bible. So
Dude, that's so real. Of course Spirit Box said that.
And so they ask, are you trying to get the Bible? And it responds, stop, here. And they say, give us a clearer sign that you want the Bible right now. And it goes, Bible. And the fact that it's asking for the Bible kind of makes me a lot more scared.
We learned how to spell Bible in sign language because there was a song that we had to do for it in middle school.
Literally, I hope that everyone who can understand sign language was super excited about that.
Yeah.
Please, because you started doing that and I was like, HOTTOGO. Exactly.
HOTTOGO. You can take Free Thinkers when Chappell Roan comes on. So-called free thinkers.
Staff brought a Bible for them earlier too. This should be noted. It seems that something wants them to take the Bible and explore the cathedral. It's said that the portal that I mentioned earlier, that allows entities, spirits to come in and out of the place, is in the cathedral.
Of course it is.
So the staff told the spirits, like, ahead of time. Like, also another thing to note, before they arrived, the staff told the spirits to get ready for Sam and Colby and that they should prepare their stories and just be prepared to talk and communicate with them. And I'm just, if I went somewhere and I found out that the tour guides were telling the spirits to prepare for me and get ready to do stuff with me, I'm just going to turn around. My booking is canceled.
No, for real.
Like,
never mind. Never mind, y'all.
I'm like, we're going to go to Not Scary Farm instead.
No,
That's
for real.
a lot better.
We totally should this year.
Oh, I would love to. Like that. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh yeah, I forgot. They do go to the chapel. Speaking of HOTTOGO, they go to the chapel.
Chappell Roan.
So it's said that Bibles flip through pages by themselves in the chapel, and there is a non-human entity that like lurks and hides behind things and shapeshifts.
Dude, you couldn't pay me any amount of money to walk into there.
Like, looking even the parking lot. I will not get as close as the parking lot.
Bro, no, I'm not even fucking, I'm like not playing with you right now. Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, oh my god.
Oh my god. This is like, got me shivering in my boots. So they decide to return the Bible to the empty chapel, and it kind of looks like a massive gym at this point. Like, there's not even pews. Like it fully might as well. Like, it really did look like a gym. Like, it was echoey and empty.
My church, we would hold mass because we didn't have I still don't think they have a building yet because they have to build it. But it was in this local school's gym on Sundays.
There is something about churches and having mass in a gym because it works.
No, yeah, which is because like the thing
I mean,
is
that's
the
basically
church,
what mega churches do now.
the church that I was like that I always went to though, like before before that one because we started going to that one because it was the one in my city.
Interesting.
Because usually we'll drive out to where, because like my pre-K through A, like they had a church, obviously.
Yeah.
Nice church. So we would always go there.
Oh, yes. This makes sense. This is also interesting.
But I wasn't baptized there. I think I was baptized at Elizabeth and Seton in like Ontario or something. I think.
You think? Okay. There was nothing much found. So, thankfully, nothing scary to add from Chappell Roan.
Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God.
I was scared.
H-O-T-O-G-O. You can take me out the
literally.
The kitchen. We are in the kitchen, and this is where it picks up. It picks up. I don't think you'll like this at all. I think it'll get worse for you.
It picks up. Was it not already picked up? Jesus fuck.
Josh and Juicy got some crazy shit while they were on the way too. Like they didn't even make it to the kitchen before shit started happening. So they put the REM pod. They turned it on and they whistled and invited Johnny to come and join them and sing Ring Around the Rosies.
Dude, why?
And so they heard a massive bang as if like someone was like jumping on one of those like really big stainless steel tables. Which they do have in the morgue.
Of course they do.
And the kitchen.
Of course they do. So.
Which are right next to each other, so. Anyways, Josh got it on recording on his phone and he showed us the clip. And you can hear it. It's great. It is so great. Love it. And in the video, like he goes, "It's okay, Johnny. Come out into the hallway." Like,
No.
I understand that Johnny is supposed to be a benign spirit, but we also know that Johnny is associated with Mr. Nasty, which is a silly name. Doesn't make it any less scary.
No, for real. Like, I was like, haha, he has a funny name. Haha, he has a funny name. No, but he's so scary.
Haha, he has a funny name. I'm saying haha I'm saying haha to cope.
No, like, literally, I'm saying that to cope, bro. Like, I'm terrified out of my goddamn mind.
Bro, we're literally on page 26 of 34. They came back into the kitchen and called for Johnny. And Josh and Juicy invite Johnny out again. And they whistle to call him, too.
Can you blow my whistle, baby, let me know.
And they say, "You don't have to be scared of us." And then they just hear like...
No.
Like, it just in the... in the kitchen, like, and like just a round lamp, just like pattering footsteps. And they say, "Give us a sign you're back there." And they hear something like clatter onto the floor. And so they were like, "Hold on, did everyone else see and hear that?" And they weren't sure, so they just wanted to make sure it was actually happening. So they asked, "Could you do that one more time if it's okay for us to come in?" So something else clatters in response to that question, and they ask again, "Can you move something around?" And a small pebble, and when I say small pebble, I mean like that big, like really, really tiny. It's just, you hear it thrown towards them right at the entrance of the kitchen.
No.
And again, they would not stop asking the same fucking question. They go, "Hey Johnny, are you in there? Can you give us one large sign if we can come in?"
Dude, stop.
And they
Stop
go-
asking for signs.
And they go, "If there's something else that's here, is there something in there?" And then Josh and Juicy decide they think it's real fun, to insult Mr. Nasty. They call him a pussy and announce that they'll walk in and beat him up and that he's a little bitch. And
Dude, for what? Literally for what?
I'm like, don't piss it off.
Like, are you guys fucking stupid or are you stupid?
Yes, but also double clarification. Mr. Nasty and the Smiling Demon are like next door neighbors, basically. So there's no escaping everything horrible. Oh yes, and they look up as they're calling Mr. Nasty names. And it looks like there's like bloody handprints / like paw marks on the ceiling.
Dude, what? No.
It's old. Like they don't look fresh, but like just I hate the old handprint thing in general. Handprint, paw print on the ceiling
Dude.
too. Like when they're in places that they should not be. No,
Like literally, actually get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out now.
Like also, like if I see a footprint on the ceiling, evict me.
I just
me out.
don't understand how they're still there. I just don't understand how they're still there because I'm like, dude.
So the
genuinely.
morgue is, like I said earlier, right by the kitchen, next door neighbors. They turn on the EMF reader and it goes fucking berserk. One of them lays down on the table for prepping the bodies in the morgue for fun skis. I think this was narrator. And they ask if there's anything down here. Can you please meet us in the kitchen? And the REM pod starts going off and beeping.
Awesome.
So that leads us into our final investigation, which is a few pages because this is dense. Now they go into the kitchen. They call, Johnny, is that you? And the REM pod goes off immediately in the exact corner by that stove that I was talking about that Johnny likes to hide behind and peek out of.
Of course it did.
And they say, maybe Johnny wants to say something. Can you touch that light again? And the REM pod goes off right after they ask. And they go, Johnny, if you're scared of Mr. Nasty, can you give us a clear and obvious sign? And in the video, you start to see orbs.
Dude, fuck you. Dude, fuck you. Stop. No.
And also, they also set up some of their equipment in the morgue as well next to the kitchen. So they have equipment all throughout the kitchen and throughout the morgue. And they ask, Mr. Smiley, are you in there? And the music box starts going off.
Stop it.
It's just like the little twinkly music. Every iconic horror movie sound. And they said, I think I might have pissed it off. And the music box goes off right after they said that. So they decide they want to have some more intense and crazy chats. So
They're not
they
done.
whip out the Estes method.
I hate this method.
Yes. For
I
clarification, for
really
anyone
hate
who
this
doesn't know
method.
about this, the Estes
Freaks me
method
out.
is when someone wears noise-canceling headphones that play, and otherwise it'll give you like phonics that should be able to form words or like phrases, and it does that in reaction to EMF readings in the area, and the person wearing the headphones has to say what they hear. That could be anything. It could be,
They're also blindfolded.
yes, they're also blindfolded, so like they don't know anything about what's going on around them. It's like sensory deprivation and isolation, so you can just focus on like what you're hearing. And Colby is the one wearing the headphones. So they ask, Johnny, is that you? And then just in the rest of the jail, they start hearing banging sounds
Dude.
like throughout.
I don't know which is worse to be in. Hearing the static or hearing everything else happen.
I don't know, because I feel like it would be the static, because I would be scared that if I took off my blindfold that something happened to everyone that was with me, and the person that's trying to get my attention to take off the blindfold is not my friend anymore. Like I'm scared that it's, like, I'm gonna take it off and none of my friends are there and it's something else. Like that's why I could never be the one doing the Estes method.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Like, not that I want to experience all the other shit, but at least when I'm doing the other shit, I have someone to accompany me. Like, in that case, it's like, you're just alone.
I hate it.
You're alone while being right next to everyone. But because you're, like, losing so many of your senses, you cannot tell if everyone is still with you. And that worries me to my core. So, they also hear a thump in the morgue next to them. Like something smashed into the table, like the big table that has a little drain for the bodies.
No.
And so they ask, if anything wants to make itself known, Kobe will speak to you. They say that, and the music box goes off again. And they say, Johnny, is this you? Mr. Nasty, is this you? Estes method. Take them. It's the girls. Cool. After Kobe says that, through the Estes method, they hear footsteps around them in the kitchen and morgue area, and the music box goes off yet again. Estes method, they won't stop. Who won't stop? Won't stop. And after that, the EMF reader, it starts to, instead of just glowing, right, to like indicate that it's sensing something, it just starts flashing. All like the top 3 lights just start flashing like crazy.
Yeah.
Right after it says they won't stop. And they say, where do you want us to look? They ask, where do you want us to look right now? Estes method, right here. After it says that, the REM pod goes off, the EMF detector goes off, and the music box goes off. And they say, what do you want to show me? And the music box goes off right after that. And they start hearing, and without Estes method, they start hearing a gentle growling from the morgue.
Leave, run away, run far away.
And the EMF reader continues to flash instead of just glowing. They ask, if there's a demon here, can you let us know? And right after they ask that, Colby starts to hear laughter in the headphones instead of words.
Ew.
And then the Estes method brings up people like you. And they ask, what do you want with us? And in the jail around them, like, you hear metal screeching and like it sounds like it's scratching against different things.
Ew, hate that. Actually hate that.
You're like, it's a horror movie for my senses and horrifying in general. You're triggering my misophonia and other shit.
Like, Jesus Christ, bro.
And after that metal screeches, it says cell. It's like, okay, you don't have to let us know that you were doing that. We will leave. Like, I'll leave. I've left already. I was never there to begin with.
Literally would have left a while ago.
Never went. And they ask, after it says cell, do you want us in the cells? And it says forever.
Ew.
They ask, could this thing be trying to keep the spirits in? And they're not even asking the spirit anymore. They're just talking to each other. They're saying, like, could this thing be trying to keep the spirits in? And in the back, you just hear it respond, cry. Then the music box goes off after it says cry. Eddie asks if it's keeping the spirits there again, and the EMF reader starts flashing. The music box goes off again, and they get holy from the Estes method. And they all like stand there collectively, and they're just like, they're like, there's something here. Bitch, we've gathered. Like, y'all don't have to say anything.
Now it does. Like, you didn't realize
like,
that. Like, why did that take so long for it to click?
Embarrassing. So, okay. But they just go like, there's something here. But I think they meant like also like with them in the room. They're just say like, there's something here. Estes method, corner, friend. Dude. And the music box goes off. And Colby starts to hear more laughter.
Dude. Fuck no.
Right after the laughter is triggered for Colby, the music box goes off again. And then Estes method brings up, that's me. So everyone is screaming. Not gonna lie, the boys are not handling this well, and they're terrified. And they ask, do you want us... Wait, dude, what?
I'm just like, I would be losing my fucking mind. Like, I would literally... Dude, absolutely not.
They ask, do you want us in the morgue? And the music box goes off in response. And this is a long statement that they got from the Estes method. There's someone in front there. Why are you recording?
Oh.
And right after they get that, the REM pod goes off, and they decide to send. And so they're just like, okay, fucking fine. We're going to send 2 people in to go into the morgue. They say that, and like it kind of interrupts them, and it goes alone. And so they're like, okay, never mind. We'll send 1 person in. That's fine. Yeah.
Right. Of course.
So Mully, the dude that went into solitary confinement earlier, he decides to go into the morgue.
This dude
alone. And so as he approaches it, like, they just get from the Estes method now. As that's happening, and like after that response, the music box goes off again, and then they hear no signal.
Bro, what have you been talking about?
So they ask, give Mully a clear sign in there, and the music box goes off as soon as they ask that. And they ask again, like, well, not again, but they ask, did we return the right items to everyone? Because like they were returning the shiv and the jacket and trying to give the dude oranges. 3.
Yeah.
And it responds with, yes, mine. And then Colby hears in the headphones, like, can you hold me? In a child's voice. And then immediately right after that, can you help? Scared right now. Get him out.
All right, so that's enough of that. So that's enough of that.
Can we end the episode here? Like, I don't want to hear any more. Like, that's
Like, why does it keep getting worse? Like, it keeps getting...
They ask, where is Mr. Nasty, Johnny? And they get inside, and they hear footsteps. Like, not just in the headphones. They hear footsteps just around them, right after Johnny responds with inside.
Bro.
And then it also goes, as far as you can see. Like, it says, as far as you can see. So they ask, can we take Mr. Nasty away from you? Because they're trying to help, because they're nice people, but doing a lot of really putting themselves in spots. They start hearing knocks on the walls in the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
And the music box goes off as they hear more knocks. And they say, can you knock one more time? Where are you? And it said, my friend, down. And then it also goes, you know it, one time. And then the music box goes off. Whatever the fuck any of this means. And they continue. And they don't even ask it more questions. It just kind of says shit. And it just goes, tell me what you want. Throw it at you. Okay. So the music box goes off right after that. And they hear footsteps in the corner right by the stove that Johnny likes to hide. And then from the Estes method, they get, I would move, survive.
Okay.
So I interpret that as Johnny trying to warn them, because it sounds like Johnny's trying to fucking hide right now.
Yeah.
Because as scary as it is to see Johnny doing that, he's got to be hiding for a reason. He's just a kid.
Yeah.
And so they ask, what are you going to do to us? The music box goes off. They hear a growl in the morgue again. They hear knocking on the walls. And from the Estes method, they hear choke. It's like, damn, I know you fucking want them dead. Like,
Sorry, that's just like really funny. That's like some shit you'd see on like that's a reply on Stan Twitter. Someone saying choke.
they're haunted by someone who passed away that was on Stan Twitter. Literally choke.
Literally choke.
So they stayed there for 5 more minutes, or they decide to stay for 5 more minutes. Stop deciding to stay for longer. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard. Anyways, the Estes method brings up recording. And so they ask, do you have a problem with that? And then it just goes, broken. And they ask, what is your intention with us? And it says, surprise. And they're like,
reveal.
no. Reveal. No. Reveal.
Reveal, please.
And they ask, because it sounded like they were unhappy with the recording, because it quite literally was basically like, stop recording.
They were like, stop, guys. That wasn't a good representation of us. We'll be better this time, okay?
And then, so they ask, if I turn this camera off, will you show us? Estes method responds, no. And they ask, can you come out of the morgue and look at us? And the Estes method goes, who wants to hear something? And then it
Bro
goes,
says, guys, I got a little joke. You guys want to hear it?
yeah, but there's nothing there. And that's right after they ask it to come out of the morgue. And then after it goes, who
No,
wants to
I'm
hear
just
something?
I'm trying to cope. God.
They're like,
sorry.
who wants to hear something? And then it also says, to your right. Doing everything to fucking cope right now. The music box goes off right after it says to your right. So it says like to your right, and as they look to their right, the music box goes off. And knocks on the walls start happening around them again. And then Colby hears even more laughter as all of the stuff goes off at the same time. They turn off the music box, and then it just says, like they're like, okay, maybe it's too loud. Like, we want to see if we can hear anything better. And they turn off the music box, and then Estes method immediately just goes, you hypocrite.
Bro, Jesus Christ.
And I'm just like, oh. And they're like, where is he? Like, they ask, where is he? Estes method, up there. They ask, who's in there? And they just get 3. And as people who grew up Catholic / Catholic school / grew up Catholic and Catholic school, we know that 3 is a number that we don't fuck around with. Lots of good things, but also lots of bad things like to come in 3s, because lots of bad things like to make fun of the Holy Trinity. So, and right after it says 3, Oh no. I apologize.
Take it back.
They didn't ask who's in. They didn't ask who's in there. It literally just the Estes method brought up and said, "Who's in there?" 3. So it was talking even
3,
more.
2, 1. So let me the keys in there. I wanna make it pop, pop, pop. You want it? Pop, pop, pop.
So as soon as it says 3, there were 3 knocks on the walls. It was just 3 and it stopped.
What if I started crying right now? What if I fell to the floor, started sobbing violently?
Also, every other time that it was knocking, it knocked 3 times. Only
Dude.
3 every time.
Dude, no.
So they ask, "Johnny, is that you?" And there's 3 knocks right in front of them. And so they ask, "Mr. Smiley, can you go up to the REM pod?" And Josh walks up to look out and see if Mr. Smiley is there. And he also says hello. And that's it. That is their entire investigation.
Thank God. Thank God.
And I have one last picture to show.
Oh.
I have one last picture to show the audience, to show Ronnie, and it is pretty damn spooky, if I do say the least. So I'm not gonna send it to you, so you don't have to have it on your phone, but I'll read it. So this is from the subreddit Paranormal Encounter r/Paranormal Encounters, and it was written by opening_sherbet 5055. The haunted 1800s mirror of old Geelong Gaol in Melbourne, Australia, went on a paranormal investigation at a very old prison in Australia on New Year's Eve last year. One of the oldest and most haunted locations that dates back to the era of convicts. I mean, the era of convicts still exists. Anyways, it used to also be a home for wayward girls and some of the worst serial women offenders, as in they offended women, or they were offenders that were women. I don't know.
Offenders that were women.
This state had seen during the Gold Rush days. Oh, yes. This mirror has never moved since it was placed in this hospital wing of the prison. There was no one else standing in the room behind or in front of me when I took this. I was allowed to use a flash at the end of our investigation, so some of the pic might be a reflection off of the mirror. But the old faces I see, and a full-bodied apparition of a woman dressed in late 1800 style clothing and her hair in a bun, hands behind her back. It was a hot summer night. Damn, this person really needs to learn how to type things out. Love you though, like sending all the love, because thank you for giving me content to read, but so sorry, it is hard to read. No one in our group had long sleeves on, let alone their hair in a bun. Plus, if you look closer, you may see 2 indigenous girls in the middle mirror staring right at me. It was a very interesting night. Oh, I really thought that they meant that you wouldn't be able to see the lady with the bun.
Oh, okay, that's enough. So I saw enough.
And then there's the other one. There's the other ones. Hold on.
There's more. I don't know if I want to see them.
If you zoom in close enough,
okay.
you can see the faces of the
I saw
2
them.
indigenous girls.
I saw them. I don't need to
So
see
anyone
anyone.
who can't see very clearly here, hopefully you can see them.
Don't need to
They're
see
rough
anyone.
outlined. It's mostly shadowy and very pixely, but you can see their 2 heads made out.
Don't
Okay,
need to see
I turned it away from the camera so you don't have to see it anymore. And that's all that I have.
Guys who was literally terrified out of their mind.
Yeah, what did you think? Was it fun? I mean, no, it wasn't, but
No,
was it scary?
no, it was not. I was terrified.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know why it was. This one was like scarier than like the other ones before.
Fucking adding to the list of reasons why I'll never go to fucking Australia.
Dude, literally, only thing that will ever get me to go to Australia is Bangtan. Like, sorry.
Or if One Direction decides to perform there.
Yeah, if One Direction goes on tour, I'm following them.
Yeah. You're not missing that opportunity. You already know what it feels like to lose them. You don't want to do that again.
Dude, literally, at the end of the day, I'm a Directioner at heart.
At the end of the day, you're a Direction at heart. No, I get it. because I was an avid Directioner, especially during their peak.
Like, those are my
Bitches that
boys.
weren't on to One Direction when you're insecure originally came out, you're wrong. Or not old enough. Oh, didn't know that Harry Styles was a part of One Direction? I don't trust you. Because that's basic knowledge. Like, that's the same as knowing how to add 1 plus 1. If you don't know who Harry Styles... Like, if you didn't know that Harry Styles was a part of One Direction...
Dude, I'm gonna go get my fucking walker right now. Say psych.
Psych.
I miss them so bad. Anyways, yeah, I hated this. Did not like it. This was so scary. I do want to watch it just because I do want to see what the people look like. But I'm scared.
Oh, yeah. No, it's scary. And having the visuals paired with it,
yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind.
no. My Siri activated because she thought she heard me. You
No,
didn't.
You
Also,
didn't at all.
With
So
all of the innovations that we have been creating with AI, why have we not improved our AI voice assistants? Why can Siri
right?
barely only just set me an alarm? Only. Exclusively.
no, literally.
Like, I can tell her to do stuff, but I don't trust that she's going to complete the action, so...
Yeah.
Unless you prove to me otherwise. I don't believe you.
Truth.
Anyways,
Truth.
any other follow-up thoughts?
Don't
Random, but
like-
Sam and Colby look really good in this video. Not that I think that they look bad, but like I find that they look exceptionally good in this video.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But I think that is pretty much all that I have for today for all of our watchers and listeners. Wow. Expanded audience, guys. Do you like our new extra wiggly glowy pride background? It's because we're proud.
Be who you are. We're also getting ready for Pride Month.
Getting ready for Pride. Yes. Oh, will there be a Mariah Carey performance somewhere?
I don't think so.
Oh well, next Pride or something. I don't know.
Next Pride, I guess. I don't know.
Shawn Mendes, don't forget to come out to Pride this year. You're invited every year.
We know who you, we know what you are.
We know what you are. You're invited anytime.
Anytime.
But yeah, pretty much. Thank you for watching and listening. Please like and subscribe. Also, please like the podcast on Spotify for podcasts, or on podcast Spotify.
Yes.
Yes, like our podcast on Spotify, and then also follow along with us and keep track of our new episodes. We release once a week on Fridays. Not necessarily at specific times, and also if I had trouble editing, it's not on Fridays, but it is consistently every week. So yes, you can find the podcast at just look up Rambling About Things I Read on Reddit on YouTube, and then type Brandon Moore afterwards, because YouTube does not favor me in the algorithm yet. So even if you look up the name of the show and my name afterwards, I am not the first thing that comes up. But that will change soon. You can also look up RATIROR. Also, follow me on Instagram at brandon._.amor. You can also do that with my TikTok. Hopefully TikTok is not banned by the time that you're listening to this episode. I can't think of any other handles, so Ronnie, go.
You can follow me on Instagram at Ronnie Granados. RONNIGRANADOS. Follow me on TikTok. Ronnie Red, RONNIIRED. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening and watching. I will continue to mention the watchers. And we love you. We'll see you later. We'll see you next week. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully we had something interesting to say for you to listen to. I wonder if you're driving right now. If you are driving, please be safe.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you're taking your car in for routine checkups, because routine checkups is what's going to keep you the most safe. Let's never, ever have any of our listeners become a spirit on the highway. Become a spirit naturally. However naturally is supposed to be. naturally. But
Comes
please be safe while driving.
naturally.
If you're listening to this while cleaning, I hope it was really fun cleaning. Don't forget that you are not supposed to mix bleach with urine or bleach with vinegar. It could cause poison gases to form and you could die, so please be careful. Don't mix cleaning chemicals. Also, don't overchlorinate your pool. Make sure not to have too many fires too close to chlorine. That could cause an explosion. Further than that, don't forget to turn off your gas. Have you turned off all of the lights in your house? Is your garage door closed? Also, when you're driving, do you check your lane often enough? Thank you so much, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.
I love you. Goodbye.
You've got no crown, no, you can't take my kingdom down, 'cause you're alive.